Hello and welcome to the special show. My name is Shreyas. He is one of the biggest superstars of the Kannada film industry. However, this time around, he has made his fans wait for the maximum time to see him on the big screen. What caused the delay? Will he be able to deliver mass this time around? Well, to talk more about it, I have the man himself, Kiccha Sudeep. Hello, Sudeep.
Hi.
Thank you for talking to us. Welcome to the show.
What a takeoff for your interview, man.
I hope you liked it.
After a delay, is it worth making? Okay, sure.
Right. So the first question, the film is releasing after 2.5 years after your previous film. Now, I'm sure it's frustrating for fans, your fans especially. Why the delay and how does it, do you also feel the same? Do you also get worried that?
Mathematically, the delay is only 1.5 years.
Okay.
I've had a release 2.5 years back, and normally I have one release a year. So, depriving part is the 1.5 years of delay, not 2.5. So that's mathematically the right number. But all said and done, yeah, I've had a release 2.5 years back.
Okay.
That's the all said. I'll still come to your answer. It was not because I designed it, or programmed it, or a part of even anybody's programming. It just happened. It just happened. I think for various reasons from the production side. I think rightfully, they are the only people eligible to answer this question. That's all.
Okay. I don't know if I can use this word, frustration. What happens is, this has been happening with your film since The Villain. The Villain got delayed and then every other film has been getting delayed. Now, as fans, it's really frustrating. But for you, as an actor, as a superstar, who does one film a year, how does that feel?
Not exactly in the good spot. I don't feel right about it. See, I can take control, or I can be answerable to a mistake I do, or a blunder that happened from my side, or a mistake that I'm responsible for. Like, for example, if I'm not coming to spot on time, if I'm not giving takes easily, if I delay the film as an actor, I'm there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm an early bird. Okay? When I'm doing a film, my concentration is exactly only on the film. I do all that. So, it is not that I designed it, as I told you, but frustrating it is because see, the whole thing is, when we make a script, we know how long it's going to take. And we would have scheduled it accordingly. But unfortunately, as I told you, it got delayed for other reasons. But see, one film a year again is not because I plan it because I have a name or a positioning in the industry. It is probably my speed. My speed is only like that. That I do a film and I'm not jumping into another film immediately.
Yeah.
I need some time for myself. I need to drink my coffee peacefully. I need to get my brains right in the right place. I need to have my creative angle work right. I need to think properly towards another film, which is another responsibility from another team, another excitement from another set of people. So I think I need to justify everything. And I'm not a machine, I'm not a computer, I'm not an AI that I can just deliver. Maybe it is my reservations or it is my limitations too. I need to work towards it. I need to work towards my life. My life has got far more and other windows and doors also, apart from films and other things, which I attend to not from beginning. It is not that after I made a name, I'm like this. If you take my ratios from the Hucha time itself, it's been like that. Probably I'm programmed like that I need some time with my films, my discussions and everything. And trust me, every time I speak about this, there is also a perpetual attempt to speeden up, take inspiration from other heroes who are doing 2 films, 3 films a year, somehow speeden up, but I don't know what is it that it just doesn't happen. It is just like that. And that has got nothing to do with my Big Boss or cricket or other aspects of my life. It is just cinema itself. Yeah.
I have a few questions about it, but I'll get to that later. Now, I want to jump in right into the film. The film is titled Max, which we all know is the shortened word for maximum. And you also revealed in a press meet that your character, the characters in the movie call you Max. So tell us more about Max. And it says maximum mass. So what is it that people can expect?
That is not what the title says. That's one of our very hardcore fan lyricist who writes it and says maximum mass. It's his perspective. He's called Max in the film because the character's name is Arjun Mahakshay.
Correct.
All right, in his profession. The other angle where the mafia, everybody work, because of what his or his history, they call him Max. Max is here. That's what it is. Otherwise, it's not. Maximum mass is definitely a perspective. Like, for example, in Ranna, there is a line which says, Jungle mein single share. That has got nothing to do with Ranna, no? The character is somebody else. It's a adrenal rush towards a lyrical angle. So, I hope you're understanding. It's an elevation of a personality for fans and other things. So, but film has got that maximum mass, but it's a lyrical angle.
Okay. Now, the plot says that you play a cop in the film. So, what is this fascination with playing the man in khaki uniform?
This time I've not worn it, yeah. I didn't even have a khaki uniform. He's a cop who's suspended, is coming to the duty after a very long time.
Correct.
And it's got nothing to do with, sir. Actually, being khaki thing, the cop part is a very small part of the film.
Okay.
The plot itself is actually a story by itself. No? So it's whether he's a cop or somebody else will be the same. But because it's a cop, there's a reason why he's a cop in the film.
Okay.
And it is not the typical Kempegoda Madhukari kind of a film. The whole film is not wearing the uniform.
Okay.
So it's a one-night story, as we say, and it's completely a content driven for that one night. So fantasizing cop, no, because I just rejected about 2 films.
Okay.
Or rather, not rejected, it's wrong to say rejected. I waved it off because I've already done enough of cops off late. Vikrant Rona is that, this is that. And again, Vikrant Rona also, there's no, because
Khaki,
again, again, he is not somebody who's reporting to duty. They just assume that he's come.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all it is. So I think it's a personality more than a profession, like a cop. It's his personality in this film that works for you.
Okay. I really don't want to get into too much of the plot line, but you mentioned that it's a story about what happens in one particular night. So how was it shooting? Is the entire film in a shot and night sequence? Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience as well as the storyline, a little bit for the audience, like a teaser?
Experience mattered here.
Okay.
More than talking about the experience of that, my experience mattered here. And I think this is when we sat in the scheduling of the film and I put it across saying that you don't need to shoot the entire film, all schedules in the night. What is happening inside the station to inside certain areas, we can darken it out completely, do the lighting and do day shootings, because I think you're more energetic, you're more into the roles, and you're all there attentive. Night shootings irrelevant to you getting sleep in the daytime. I don't think our body adjusts to that part. Unless you completely migrate to a country which works in the opposite timelines. And then after a couple of months, you get used to, and after a couple of years, your body's set to that. See, so we scheduled it in such a way, we planned it across my experiences, I put in, and I said, this part of the entire film we can shoot in daytime, then go night. But when we stepped into the night, I think it was very taxing after some time because of the fights, because of the chases, because of everything going on. See, dust, you can see the get-ups over there, how much of dust everything is there. It matters a lot. But I think you walk out, you see the monitor, you see the edits, that makes you forget everything, and that makes you come in like, wow, this is looking nice. I think this is more. We need more smoke. We need more this. Yeah, by the morning, we would all be little, after like sunrise, little time later, you go to the room, you're just totally haggard out. It's just worn out completely. So it takes a toll. Definitely takes a toll.
Okay. I want to connect that question with my next one. You've made it a habit to work with debutants, directors, or somebody who's fresh, 1 film old or 2 films old. Now, for the previous question, you said that your experience helped in making this work. So my question, the actual question was, do you actually like to work with debutants or freshers or relatively old, so that you can actually improvise on their thoughts, on their ideas, and get the output that you expect Is that something, would I be right if I say that?
I would like to walk into the dining table where the food is ready, good chef has prepared it, and go enjoy my meal and please go home. This is what I like. I don't want to get into the cooking part and how much of salt is needed, ingredients, how well you could have organized it. I think I'm one of those guys who get hungry, go there, food is ready, just serve it, eat, and go back. Why would I want to get into those aspects every time, each and every time have a word? See, I think debutantes doesn't mean they need a little support or anything like that. I think each person comes up with his own package of visions, narrative pattern. We need to go with that. And here, improvisations as a personality, as a character, I think that even any new director or old director will be looking forward to from you, that he's written something, that what can you put in? See, the same role of any film can be played by any actor. That actor gives it another perspective. So it is very important. That's why we say casting. Who is casted for which role can change the dynamics of that particular role. So this role is given to me. So obviously I will improvise. And when I improvise, shots get improvised. When the shots get improvised, the narrative pattern also just probably takes a little change. But as long as we are not diverting from the main plot or the storyline or what we intend to speak. Okay, I think we are all on the same page. And I think these improvisations are a part of every film, whether the director or anybody is a debutant or a senior.
But does it help working with somebody who's debutant? Is it easier to convince them, or is it more challenging to convince them?
Sometimes it is very difficult to work with even the person who's worked 25 films also.
Okay.
It is not a thing. And sometimes it is very easy to work with a debutant also, or vice versa. It is not. It is just about how much he or that person knows and how much they are prepared for a story they are narrating. They don't need to be prepared about a story they are not narrating. If they are well prepared, well aware of things are happening, and I think that will even surprise us, no? Because probably they know their story better than us. Yeah, he's the story writer, he's the narrator, he has the edit in mind. Probably we discussed several months together, then probably I'll know a couple of his thinking angles right. So as long as he gets the edit right and shows it, I think doesn't matter. Only when we see that edit is not making sense is when we need to revisit the whole structure and restructure it again, probably.
Moving on, Sudeep, one, I really loved the teaser. Especially there's a particular part where you jump, it's like a dance kind of a thing. And sorry for saying this, but you look very young in that. When there's so much of enthusiasm, so I really loved it personally. That is one. Now, if I had to move on a little bit more, I've seen your films right from the early start of your career. And if there's one thing that I've noticed and I've observed, and I would like to put it on camera, is you're not somebody who's like to hold a machete in his hand and mouth powerful dialogues like some of your contemporaries. I don't want to take names, but you know what I'm talking about. If it's required for a scene, you don't mind holding a machete, but that's not your typical style. It's always been family audience. But here, you come up with two machetes, so, and there's a lot of bloodshed, which usually is a little less in your films, in your previous films. So that's the reason my introduction was, will there be maximum bloodshed? Are you going all out mass in this film?
There is definitely mass elements, but it is not as harsh as you think it is.
Or at least what the teaser says.
Yeah, but see, probably when you see the film, teasers were very, you're talking about the beginning where the bus thing episodes you're talking?
No, the one that was released 2 months ago.
I don't think, one is with the flow as we go. There are certain improvisation. There are certain things we kind of edit, delete. This is enough. So on that flow, you'll not feel it in the theatre. In the theatre, you'll realize why he's coming with two.
Okay,
because it comes to a point where he has to rush, otherwise someone will die. Okay, so it becomes a plot like that, and it's a very timeline oriented. So he is in a hurry all the time. So it's got nothing to do with that.
You spoke about casting the right ones for particular characters. So there's Sunil, and you have Varalakshmi Sarath Kumar, there's Pramod. So is this a deliberate or a conscious decision to cast somebody who belongs to the Kannada film industry, to the Telugu film industry, and the Tamil film industry, is that a conscious decision that was taken, or how does that work usually, at least with your films?
Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. I think if you have the right people, wherever they come from, it shouldn't matter. It's a matter of who are you able to position in that character as and when you write it. So the director had Sunil in mind. Now, when the director had Sunil in mind, Sunil is not a Tamilian nor a Kannadiga. Director is a Tamilian, we are Kannada, that he comes from Telugu. It didn't matter. He fitted it fine. And Varu, I think, is somebody who worked with me earlier, and she fitted that particular role very well.
Okay.
It's not even an effort, because Varu has already come in Manikya only. Why will I put that effort here? Correct. She's already come in Manikya. I brought her here about 12 years back. When 12 years back, when we did Manikya, that time it was not that case. She just fitted it fine. See, that is how our mind operates. That's all it is. And I think 80% of the other casting is from here only.
Okay.
All are from here. So it doesn't matter, sir. It's a story. Like when Rajamouli sir put me to Eager, was it a conscious effort? For what?
Okay. There's a reason why I asked that question. Correct. I understand.
He just took me from here to there.
Correct.
Not in that I had a market in Telugu or something.
Correct.
He took me because he just thought I fitted it fine.
Correct. But when it was Eager, the film was made in in Telugu, and dubbed into various other languages.
Not Kannada.
Correct. It wasn't in Kannada. So you fitted the character, and it was done in Telugu. But then the reason I asked you this question is, I don't want to take names, but let's be quite honest. Sometimes this is a Kannada film dubbed into other languages. So when you bring in actors from different languages, when they're unable to lip sync or get the emotions right, it hasn't worked well with the Kannada audience earlier in a couple of films. I can name films, but I don't want to do it. So how does that work? I mean, would you agree with me?
Varu speaks Kannada.
Okay.
And Sunil has spoken Kannada very well.
Okay.
So those are the only two characters, and I think it all worked fine.
Okay. Now, everyone's asked you this question, and I'm no different. 25th, Max is coming in, and 20th, UI is coming in. Now, if you were the decision maker, and if you had a choice, would you have preponed or postponed the release date?
See, I think getting to know that KP is a very close friend of mine, and it is his production, Venus's production. Definitely, yes. Definitely, it's not that we want to be competitive with our friends, no?
Correct.
Keep aside Upendra Sir's film. These two are my dear friends.
Correct.
We wouldn't. But then those dear friends will also understand that their friend will not do something deliberately.
Correct.
That math works for me.
Yeah.
I don't care about others what they think. There is a set of holidays right now, and two films. It is not a Telugu Tamil release. Two Kannada films can afford to release at a gap of 5 to 6 days. And there are theatres, there is business, there are holidays. If we don't encash it now, it goes next year. Next year after Sankranti, there are no releases. There are no holidays. After that comes exam. After that comes IPL. So we go where?
Yeah.
There has been a delay. We were supposed to come August, September. It is not even now. We were supposed to come August.
Correct.
There was a trailer which said soon, soonest.
Correct. Yeah.
That means we were ready then only when nobody had announced.
Correct.
There was a delay. But then, if you don't come now, when? So when we spoke about it, producer had his own reasons. Not that we wouldn't have spoken about it. Why? There were reasons given, and there were certain clause which he has signed that this has to come within 31st of December. Otherwise, his whatever understanding with certain companies will be questioned.
The other reason is, now let us hope that both the films do well, and I wish for that to happen. But you need to explain this to me, because I'm just asking this question. Now, let us assume that on the 20th, UI opens to good reviews, does very well, okay? And yeah, everyone's happy with the content, the output of the film. You coming in 5 days later, won't there be any issues with single screen theatres? Because you're a mass hero, he's a mass hero. So, won't there be any issues with theatres? I'm asking you. Multiplexes, I understand.
Yes, rightfully, there's a thought. There are two beautiful hotels in the same road. Both are doing well. How should it matter?
Hmm.
It shouldn't matter. And if that review is strong, my release shouldn't affect. If my film is good, already let's say 5 days, what the audience have already seen UI. Those 5 days are coming for my next 5 days. So there are newer crowd going into UI, and the UI's older crowd is coming to see my film. You get my point?
Yeah.
They're already 5 days old.
We're not talking about the audience here.
No, I'm talking about the audience only. Audience is what is money.
Theaters.
Theatre is not about theatre. People don't give us money. Audience give us money.
Correct.
Why are we talking about any other angle? 5 days old film. Let's say those 5 days you have seen already UI. So 6th day you're planning to see my film. Correct? Over. And if somebody, without even seeing that film, first day is coming to my film, that means he is my first day spectator who's not ready to see another film. So why are we blaming him? Maybe these 5 days, whatever people have seen that film may not even come for my film, and my film has a different set of audience. Now that is something something that you cannot answer, I cannot answer. How many theatres are there in Karnataka? Not every theatre releases the same film. They only won't give. Correct? Let's say Max is filling the other set of theatres.
Okay.
If there are 500, 600 theatres over here, approximately, you mean to say one film is going to give a thing to all the 600 theatres?
No, but then
It's a question. Let's talk. Let's say in JP Nagar there are 2 theatres.
correct.
Both the theatres are next to each other. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Would you give for both? No.
No.
I'm coming in the other. Let's say what you have left over. So first choice is yours.
Okay.
The best theatres. Leftovers I'm coming. So let's say I'm taking care of the other leftovers. How should that affect you, sir?
Okay. But if you had a choice, you would have pushed it. The release
If I
date.
had a choice, I would have been thinking about it right from day one. These situations don't come. I think I plan my films, my everything, at least to the extent that I can be perfect. But though perfection is a very bad word, all right, it doesn't happen all the time with one person. But I'm telling you, if I feel KP and those people are my friends and I think good for them, I'm sure they're also my friends and they think good for me. I would like to think that way. If as friends they think that I'm trying to do something over here, though I'm not the decision maker, but then there is a problem here, sir. The problem being, I wouldn't be in a spot where I would want to damper another colleague's friend of mine.
Correct.
Why will I?
Correct.
But provided when my producer comes and asks me, if we push it now, where do you want to go? So 2 weeks later, it is easy to say, 2 weeks later, there are no holidays.
Correct.
You'll get only one holiday. After that, this man is invested on me. If he holds me responsible, what am I supposed to do? But if he believes he'll do well, if they believe they'll do well, I think we should just let them be.
Yeah. I mean,
Correct?
makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So it's as simple as cheese, sir. Like as I told you, there are 2 hotels in the same cross. Both are doing well. Correct? Little distance, half a kilometer illa. If you say ITC Garden, if you say JW Marriott, both are doing well.
Yeah.
And they are not that 1 week release. They are forever. One structure is standing there. I don't think so. I think UI has got its own potentials, its own market, directed by one of the prime technicians of our state, Pride. Correct? It has got all the pluses needed.
So if you have to talk about
But one thing, let me tell
Yes.
you, it's only we who are talking about you and I. UI. They're not talking about Max. So let's talk about Max
Sure.
and make every second publicize and propaganda only Max.
Sure. I'm doing my best. We're doing our best.
No, I think at least I'm answering. Others are avoiding the question. So at least I'm answering. But I think we should concentrate on, not because I can't answer, I'm saying this after I answered.
Yes. So I'll get to Max once again, but I just have a couple of other questions. 2022 was a great year for the Kannada film industry. Okay, we saw some of the biggest, KGF 2, and then we had Kantara, which had a lot of collections.
2022?
Correct. Yes. Correct. Yes. Okay. 2022. And the entire Indian cinema industry started looking at the Kannada film industry and saying, wow, I mean, where did we miss these guys all these years? And then as Kannadigas, we had a lot of hopes that, yes, this is going to continue, hold on for long. But then it nosedived. It literally nosedived. A lot of expected films didn't do well. Now, some say that's okay, not every film has to perform well. But then if actors, if superstars like you and others in the industry, your contemporaries, work on multiple films or have at least multiple releases in a year, even if one doesn't do well, the other does well, it'll keep the momentum going. What is your take on Sudeep?
You're trying to say don't do one mistake, 2-3 mistakes.
No, I'm not saying because
multiple films cannot make you concentrate all the time.
Okay.
Imagine you're trying to give one film with all your best abilities and doing 3 films by dividing it. How does it work? Okay. If you are a believer that I can do one at a time, I can concentrate on one character, I want to give it everything, and multi-films, it doesn't work that way, no? There are certain times a film which doesn't need much of your involvement. You just come, act, and go back.
Correct.
But again, it depends upon the choices we make.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work that way. And when it nose dipped, it is not because of the volume of the film. It is the quality of the film. Volumes is not what made Kannada have a nose dip. It is the quality, not quantities. Right? So I think there will come a time when there will be a debacle, when you have to take a back seat. There will come a time when you are at your best momentum. I think we should accept it all and just go ahead. There will be good times, there will be not so great times, sir. It doesn't matter. At least 2 films went there, did everything their best. It has opened up platforms. You understand? So it's not easy to sustain certain things. It happens. Not that even those 2 films were designed in such a way that it will become there. It happened.
Yeah.
Correct. It was an intention. They worked hard. They got the fruits.
Yeah.
It will happen. It just goes on.
Now, do you think post Bahubali 1, the kind of success it had, opened up the market for the South Indian film industry in the Hindi belt, in the Hindi market? And after that, we've seen superstars like you and others make big films, which, because you have a market there, that you can reach out there. Is that somewhere putting kind of an extra pressure on superstars, filmmakers to make every film reach there, tap into that pan-India market? Do you think that's happening?
After Bahubali or anything, if anybody wants to make a big film, it is an ambition and an intention.
Correct.
It is never a responsibility. Nobody as a consumer is sitting there and expecting you to make only big films. It is where you want to reach out to, where you want to go. I want to make it big is an ambition. It is an intention, right? It is your desire.
Yeah.
You can't take it as a responsibility of the industry or audience are looking only for that. There are smaller films which has done great businesses.
Yeah.
So it is never that way. It is just where you want to reach out. I want to do big. I want to make big films. I want to say this. It's a desire. It's personal. It's got nothing to do with the industry.
So you're very competitive right from the beginning of your career. You've never given up easily, or you've never given up. Now when your contemporaries, either in the Kannada film industry or the other film industry, South film industry, because you're known everywhere, even in Hindi you have a big name. When they talk about the film releases and numbers, numbers that runs into hundreds of crores and all of that, has there ever been a time for you to say, okay, this is one thing that I need to, one box that I need to tick. I need to go ahead and get that 500 crore or 1,000 crore number. Has it ever occurred to your mind?
It occurs to me every day.
Okay. That's being brutally honest, yeah.
It occurs to me every day. Why not? See, if at all your films cannot make numbers, and if there cannot be, the numbering is what positions you. Why not? We should. Why should I settle for less? And that doesn't mean I'm going after a number. I'm trying to create something that can give me that number, no? So it starts from there again. It's not that I write a script and say so many crores. No, it doesn't go that way. What can make us reach there? See, to get a 5-star rating to a hotel, you need to have a structure like that. Nobody aims to have a small restaurant and say, I need a 5-star certificate or a tag. No, you think big if you want big. Correct? That doesn't mean smaller size restaurants are not doing great, but it will not be there.
Correct.
Correct. So when you want that, I think that's a basic surface thinking will start from there. I want to make something big, so let's start. Do I have the resources for that? Like starting from finances. Do you have the resources for that? If yes, think big, it's okay. Why will I want to be in a show and not get TRP? Why will I be in a film and not get numbers? Why will I stay in the society as a competitor and not have a positioning? So I think it's just normal to think that way. As long as you know you're not taking the wrong paths. What do? Every day wake up in the morning, keep yourself fit, put on makeup, go work hard, everything over there. See, just because you're making a big film, what is easy there? Please tell me that. Nothing is easy. In fact, you're fighting more.
Yeah.
What a fight can finish in 3 days, 4 days, a bigger film shoots for 20, 25 days for just on one fight. Because it has to come nice, it has to come that way, correct?
Yeah.
There is a lot of hard work. Lot of hard work.
So, in that perspective, how do you see Max?
I think Max is a simpler film which I wanted to do after Vikrant Rona. A world which is today and not created. So and I wanted to be a part of that framing. And a character which is very much today. Because again I get into a Billaranga Bhasha, which is again going out of the computer. So I think I wanted to be that, and I found it at the moment when I was looking for it. And I'm very happy that we did it. And it's a much simpler made film. Not as a plot.
Okay.
Plot is heavy. Same Max could have been made for 150 crores also. Where everything is elaborated. But you would have felt it.
Okay.
Okay, this is why is so much of elaboration needed? So what is needed we have told. And I think that is said very nicely.
Okay.
See, if that is not the case, I won't be there doing it.
Correct.
By saying that I don't put myself there, my excitement I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Others, it wouldn't have excited me. See, I didn't go do this film because I was paid 3 times. I didn't do this film because I was jobless and somebody just offered me a film. Why did I do that? I did it because I think that guy was good. He explained, the way he narrated was very nice. I liked the script, simple script. So it was not even that I asked somebody like, should I be doing it? I think I wanted to do it. Just did it. When I did a film as delicate as my autograph, more delicate. Correct. There's nothing with solid hardcore commercial films were happening that days in the market. I brought a film which was like my autograph.
Yeah.
And sir, I started those days, there was a competitive film which released with me, had around 70 odd screens. That day, 70 screens was very high for our generation. There were bigger stars above us who had bigger releases. But our that day was 60, 70, 80 film. I released in 22. Autograph released in 22 theatres in the first week. Second week went on to some 35, 38, I'm not sure. Then went on to 50 plus. So that is a risk I took that day.
Yeah. But
that is a risk.
But if I remember, the numbers started picking up from Monday onwards.
It started picking up right from matinee, sir.
Yeah.
It was houseful in the morning. Word of mouth went. It just spread like anything. And every household had that song, 2 songs. See, now it is not even that I said, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do all that. I just wanted to do a film which I got excited with. Nobody wanted to produce that film that day. Yeah. So I pledged everything of my house papers to everything and made a film that day.
Correct.
So it is a belief that is inherited. It's inside me. What excites me, I would like to do it. And then check it whether it is right or wrong. Correct. And that doesn't mean I say if I'm in this, it's the most perfect film. I'm not going to say that. It excited me. So let me put it to the market and see if it is right or wrong. See, we can do all this as long as we know our budgets have their limits and we are all safe. And the maker is safe, correct? Yeah. So we need to take all these chances and risks only when we say the budgets are hitting triple figures and all the things. We need to be a little worried about it, not otherwise.
Okay. Moving on, your film is releasing soon. So I think this question might sound apt to you. There are a lot of fan wars, and it's not that it's not there in Kannada. There are fan wars. So what happens is you have fans of other actors who come out, they watch a particular film. Let's say fans of other superstars who come, they watch your film. They like the film, but for the sake of it or just to impress somebody else, they give out bad reviews and start writing bad comments on social media and all of that. And you have YouTubers doing the same. Not all, some of them. Now, a lot of people in the film industry, across the South Indian film industry, as well as the Kannada Film Chamber of Commerce, even the president, N.M. Suresh, has said that he hopes or he is wanting YouTubers to stay away from theaters for the first 3 days, not give out any reviews, so that it helps producers. Producers are safe, so that bad reviews don't spoil a film's collections. What's your take on it? Is that a right way to go forward?
See, what happens, let me tell you. A man who's M.N. Suresh, N.M. Suresh, Suresh, just keep this, okay? He's sitting in a position where he needs to speak for a lot of people. So I understand when he says that. All right, when he's talking about reviews or producers, safety of the producers, I totally understand what he's saying. And when he's saying that, even he knows that it's a request.
Yeah.
Correct. But what happens when we come to the other side, sir? There are films which has carried very bad reviews.
Yeah.
And it's done excellent.
Correct.
Excellent. So I think it is just about the consumer right now.
Yeah.
Whether are you ready to listen to that review or whether you're going to take it very seriously. See what happens, there are reviews, great reviews, not so great reviews all the time. So, but we like to settle with it when there are great reviews.
Correct.
Correct. So I think it's a matter of accepting what it is. There's a perpetual fight that will happen. See, it's again, everything can be created, everything can be attended to. It's not like that. I think we should let things be the way it is sometimes. Because I think sometimes what happens, see today, sarcasms have become a primary emotion. Before you even speak anything, there are a lot of sarcasms coming over because that is the most happening joke. Sarcasm is the most happening joke today. All right. You have a CCTV footage of a bike accident or a car accident caught on CCTV. But if it is projected on social media with a very intense music, it looks scary. Like the bike hit and the guy jumped. After that, he would have died, I don't know, or survived. But now there is another page which comes with the comedy music, and the bike hits and he's taking a somersault, and there is laughing emotions coming, and we don't show what happens after that. So, and you laugh about it because there's a funny music happening. It's a perspective.
Correct. The reason I brought this topic up is one, you're a superstar, and you have also given out interviews to YouTubers in the past, and so have other superstars as well. So when they say good things about you, you would like to have them on your side. But if they're saying bad things, it's you want to. When I say you, I don't mean to say you. You want YouTubers to be away from theatre. That didn't go well with me. What do you say? Do you think?
I can only talk for myself.
Yeah.
The way I handle life, the way I can handle people, or the way I can accept your comments or your anything is a personality of mine. I think I deal with it to the best ability I can. I really don't know about how others treat it, and it's not an education I would like to give and say this is how it is, that's how it is. Of course, nobody likes sarcasm. Of course, there's always an alternative way to put across things. That comes under the education part. Like I try to teach people, don't say this. I think it's okay. The world is what it is right now. Sarcasms were always there, but it just got a platform. It just got a platform called social media, because you can't say social media as a general word, because social media, there are good things also there.
Yeah.
All good reviews come there only.
Correct.
And good stuff happens there, the best things happen there. And there is also the other side, the grey side. Yeah. Correct. So every sarcasm to everything just got a platform, that's about it. So it's all surfacing right now. So I think we are encountering this openly. Otherwise it was always there.
Yeah.
It was always there.
Okay. So 2 more questions and I'm going to let you go. I know it's getting late for you. One, this is the first film that's releasing after your mother's demise. So are there any conversations that you think you would miss after the film's release I'm sure after every film release, you and your mother would have had some conversations. ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಏನು
always get a nice text from her. I used
Yeah.
to get, and I saw this, and she used to call me Kanda. No? So like, it's so beautiful. You've done this, you've done that. Drushti Tuksko, Ichanaide. All that used to come across, and yes, sir, it is painful at times because this film was ready.
Yeah.
A little effort, I could have shown it. So that is never going to happen now. So that one thing is always there. So it at times, how much it saddens me, it angers me also. That you could have done this.
Yeah.
Whoever the people responsible could have done this. So it is not just that, there's a delay and other things. There's an unwanted delay that happened. And because of which probably I couldn't show. And yeah, so it will always remain stress. It's not going to change.
I'm sorry about your mother's demise. Please accept my condolences. I'm sorry. My last question. This film is releasing in multiple languages, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and Hindi as well. You've got fans all over the place. So what is it that you would like to tell people about Max? Our audience or our viewers watching in different states, Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, or let's say even in the Hindi belt. What do you want to tell them about this film?
Nothing, sir. It's. I wish I could probably, kind of garnish it a little more before I could serve. But this is what it is right now. So under circumstances, this is the best ability that we are happening, and I really also want to thank Mr. Rockline Venkatesh for having supported me in all angles to make sure that this film is out at the right time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, a film of mine is coming out as simple as cheese. Hope it works.
Sudeep, thank you for talking to us, and I hope Max gives you the maximum success that you've seen so far, at least.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish you the best.
Thanks, Raj.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
That's about it. Thank you for watching the show.